Yeah, yeah. The the angle's a little weird, but I just wanted to talk and see if I can get this better. Yeah, there we go, Mr. Farrell. My hair, I can't stop sweating, so my hair is sopping wet. Isn't that weird? Must be from the pain meds. I was pain free all day, which is so nice. And we didn't get anywhere with the hospice because it's the weekend. Even though I'm registered, they should have come to interview me to evaluate me. But they might tomorrow, or if not Monday. But I'm pretty certain that I can't go home. I don't believe that uh, it would help. No, then it would be a broken bone or falling or being alone. No one to help. Can't push my call button and be spoiled by all these nurses. And I just wanted to touch base. It's still the same day as I posted this morning. Yeah, I don't think I posted yesterday, was it? Could be. I don't know. No, because I didn't see the doctor till this morning. So I kind of feel bad for Jeffrey, because I think he's playing out what my father played out on my mother. Yeah, he is. Although he died before my mom did. But that whole monster scenery, scenero or whatever you want to call it, the making me out to be the big monster when I'm stuck here in Las Cruces without a car. It's not like I can drive to El Paso and harass her. I don't know what to think about that. I've ignored it because it wasn't true. But the years go by, and then what does that make it true? Not really. I asked Jeff if he would mind sticking a poker in my brother's butt by calling him and telling him, well, I'm in the hospital and it's advanced and it's time to go. That you can come and sit down and say, I forgive you, or let me say, I forgive you. Because I'm at that point. I don't know why that happens. I didn't think that I had it in me to face my brother Rick because I don't know what it is that he's dealing with. I don't know what his truth is. My sister, she says to me, ugly face, but I could forgive her for that face like that. It's my face right here. So, yeah, he was really freaked out about that. Like, I will not call your brother. And I called him this morning to tell him the bad news. Sorry, I'm glowing my neck. Just looks like I have a big neck because I'm angled. But yeah, I woke him up this morning to give him the bad news, but I wanted to give it to him here. I just told him you got to get up here. And when I woke him up, he's all startled. He was pissed off. I'm pissed off. Well, I don't need that, honey. You're gonna be stealing all my stuff. You can be stealing all my stuff, my identity, all my stuff. You could just change your life and just run with it. I know you. I know how these people work. I've been stuck with him for how many years? 37 years. That man's been hiding a lie, and I've had to carry it. And I think most of you know what it is. And if he's listening, he knows what it is. So I don't like that shit. I don't like it at all, especially at end of life stage. I don't need to hear that shit. And I've been covering for your ass all these years, and you failed to adore me like you should have. Yeah, you just used it up. And so he'll sell the house as soon as possible. He'll buy his big RV and he'll travel and he has his retirement and his little kitty cats and everything will be perfect. And he can go do all what he wants to do in this world. But nothing to do with me. No, I made my choices. I covered for a friend, stupidly, over a lie, which was a lie from the beginning. And yet the truth came out, didn't it? Funny how that happens and the truth comes out. Yeah, he says he can see your videos when he runs into them. Or, well, call the other brother. Call the brother, the nice brother. Rob, call the oldest brother. Call my baby brother, my littlest brother, Randy. I mean, come on. You're selfish, selfish, selfish. I hate to put it that way, but my days are short. And it would take a modern miracle to cleanse this body of what it's going through. And maybe that's my penance, to know that I suffer because of my own stupidity. But I shouldn't feel that way. Shouldn't feel that way at all. It's an emotional thing. I'm sorry. It's a personal thing. It shouldn't be shared in the air. Well, maybe I'll need to meet the prince halfway in the air and it'll transform us all. Yeah, why not? That'd be beautiful. I would anoint each and every one of you as I could. I would. And yeah, I'm still against people like Kleck and those who sell God for a living and then manipulate the living word. And yet it's so similar to the truth, but it's not. It's not. No, it's a family dynamic. What goes on down here is the same as a family unit that goes on up there. That's the most important aspect of it. And we seem to have, oh, I keep seeing that line right there. It looks like I have something stuck in my nose, but it is. They have me on 5 liters of oxygen just to keep my oxygen levels up. That's probably why I slept so hard just a minute ago. The nurse walked into the room and, that clicks the door. And she didn't turn the light on, but she walked right up to my face and said, "Are you awake?" I gasped. It's like, oh shit, you scared me. But I don't have to worry about the psycho nurse that I had last night. Yeah, remember the one that I said is an non-participating player, NPC, non-participating character? Yeah, I had her last night. She's a psychopath. I almost thought she's one of those nurses that's a Black Widow, but I think I caused so much of a ruckus right from the beginning that she didn't dare do the and go, oops, there goes another one. He had cancer. Because there's never an investigation when it comes to someone who's 60 who has cancer. If I die a spontaneous death, there's never an investigation. No, there's a reason. That's why these little Black Widows get into these places like hospitals and they do their jobs. Yeah, they love it. They think they're doing someone a service by cutting them off right away. She's got the look in her eye, I swear. And there could be part of the cancer too that as it infiltrates my nervous system that I become paranoid. But I've been saying this from a while back. Yeah, and I talked to all the staff as far as my PCP, and she came to see me today. And as far as my the people that I've talked to here, it's like, hey, watch out for that one. They give me creepy creeps. So they all know that I feel that way since the beginning. And I guess I feel that way about Jeff since it all started. I don't know. Las Cruces did it to him. I don't know. I don't know what did it. I don't know what did that boy in, but his whole life, hiding his whole life. I asked him about his own family. Well, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I don't know. Take time. Take the time out. I don't have any phone numbers, means of contact, no email addresses to any of my siblings because this is a new computer, remember? The other one crashed and Jeff won't transfer information. He knows these things, they're clever things, not to allow me to have access to certain things so as to keep the cover going. And once the cover's done and it's broken, then he can run like hell across the country or whatever he has to do. And you notice that he's never on video. Yeah, it's so strange. People, they're weird. Yeah, so I'll take the angelic approach myself. Just trying to see if I can see the date. I don't think there's any date in front. It should be right in front of me, but it's dark in here. I just barely have the door light on, way over there, so I can rest without being in the pitch black. Because if they turn that light off, it is black in here, and I don't like that. That freaks me out because then I can't see. Other than these little lights, and that freaks me out. Could be headlights coming for me. Yeah. So what do you want to talk about? And we don't have to make a short video. There's always the date we could talk about. I think it's the 25th, and then tomorrow will be because they run shifts, so it's different. So tomorrow will be the 26th. No, wait, that's right, because we said two men today, two men, 2 men or the eight. So today was a number 8 day. That's right. See, my memory's coming back. So tomorrow is the 27th, 2 sevens. Now it's the end time spirit, the 10 is the thief. We're attached with 1 0. Yeah, but that means the end. Where 9 is completion, 10 is the end. If you carry the 0, otherwise it's just a 1 and it's the beginning. So those who seek the beginning shall discover the end, and those who seek the end shall find the beginning. Okay, and so the 27, the 2 sevens, it's 9 in completion. So it's the spirit. So tomorrow's the spirit-filled day, and the spirit place. So it's end time spirit. So it's 10 to the 8th year, which is end times, because it's an hourglass spirit, which creates the spirit upon the spirit. So tomorrow is actually a 99 day, which is Agent 99, which is in the black. It's the black. And it's the Holy Ghost. It's the Ruach HaKodesh. Truly it is. It will move the world. And in a humanitarian effort, I think so. Now, um, where the 22 is work as a 4, it's a mastery which creates craftsmanship. So that doesn't have anything to do with humanitarianism. That falls onto the 9, the greater number still. So a 99 day is humanitarianism. So I should meet a human tomorrow. That would be nice. Or maybe Jeffrey will walk in acting all human like and then still be pissed off at me because he's losing his maid and his chef and his cook, his cleaner, his this, his that. And I'm just a big old pain in the ass to him. I even say anything to him and he gets all blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't need that. I don't really need it. And then he pretends in front of people, rubbing my hair, holding my hand, doing all that stuff. I mean, he's the perfect man in front of other people. It's not true. And that's why I'm not going to allow them to send me home ever again. So whatever I left behind, that's his. It belongs to him. Yeah, all my little Haskell book and my genealogy books that I've collected, my cookbooks. Yeah, all my recipes, my dishes, my mom's hutch. That's probably why he doesn't want to talk to Rick. I think my brother Rick would stormtroop his house and take everything that belongs to me and not let him have it. But after 37 years, but my mom's hutch would be very important to go back to the family. And if you're going to be driving around in an RV, you don't need a hutch. A china cabinet. Yeah, so where's that go in a garage sale? For long forgotten as to whose it ever was. That's kind of sad. When it could be passed down. Maybe that's my excuse. Maybe that I'm the human. Tomorrow, if I get online, I could probably dig up something. Don't they have yellow pages or white pages anymore? They should have white pages. And I don't even have my wallet. He made sure I don't have my wallet so that I would make a purchase. Isn't that weird? Wow, that's weird. That's weird. So, I haven't watched Kleck in several years, it seems like. I can't. It just drives me crazy just to hear his repeat bullshit. And I'm sure he's prospering. Yeah, he'll always prosper because he's selling it. But I don't watch him. Maybe he's changed. I don't think he has. No, no, he's certainly networked because someone made comment today after a 2-year message about Thyatira. And I believe that, of the 7 churches, Thyatira is the one that teaches the depths of Satan. Well, that's what Jonathan Clark teaches, the depths of Satan. Hollyweird, all that stuff. Yeah, Lady Gaga, he's the Lady Gaga guy. And then he seems to think the locusts are a bad thing because it's under Apollyon or Abaddon. And I remember those days. And then it was always vaginas and penises with that man. Well, that's just filthy. It is. And we should hope that those children of Thyatira, followers of Fleck, would wake up to that and not push that sort of thing on anybody else, lest they look crazy. Yeah. Yeah, because he's not ripe for validation. Not in my opinion. I don't think he's ever healed the blind, raised the dead, and do all the things that he claims to have done. Michael the archangel as light, rain in an alley, and the sound that was coming from the machine from screaming, and the police showing up and him running down the street in San Antonio getting arrested in a manic state. I remember. And then claiming that his house was given to him by a homosexual when it was actually part of his family's little heirlooms. And I guess he took that house finally. And his brother's a nuclear scientist, which is really weird. You don't want someone like Fleck with any of that knowledge. No, not at all. I hate to bring him up, but it's the only example I have of all the myriad of teachers that are out there that are selling God for a living. Well, Thyatira is a real church with a real angel over it, an angle of light. Well, that doesn't mean you get to make it up. Yeah, so we know what happens to Thyatira. And those that don't follow such things should be given a rod of iron and the bright morning star. Yeah, so as to rule the nations. hmm Now, I'm going to do early voting, hopefully, this coming week. And I'll vote for Trump because, he's the anointed cherubim. He is. He's bound by his word. He was cast down by Michael Pence. And, yeah, it's not as we know it. It's on the stage of this world. It really is. And I was looking forward to seeing the Biden administration go down, down, down. But I was looking forward to Hillary Clinton going down way back when. I'm surprised Trump didn't fall through. But it's just a seat, not a man. This time it's anointed cherubim. And things are going to change for the better. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, the Ruach tomorrow would be interesting to allow that to flow because I think I will contact my brother and if anything, not so much to, um, I'm not trying to reconcile because there's no future, but so that there's legacy there. Yeah, my brother Rick was really upset when he found out that my mom called me and said, "Do you want this old hutch?" And I was there in minutes, and that was early 2000s. But my brother is a collector of all things family, all things. It's funny because they all are. I never really was. I guess I was because I took it, but I really needed it. And it was so nice to have a china cabinet all these years. And my dishes, I like my dishes. I like my pots and pans. I do. I like all my things. but they're not mine anymore. This is it. That's all I got. Yeah, so that's important. We have to release these things, you know. Can't let these things bind us to the earth as wandering spirits, you know. And I certainly don't want some stranger taking my furniture and doing with it what they want when it should go to family. Hopefully, someone in the future would respect who the Haskells were amongst the Hulses. You know, that's my original last name. My name is Ronald. I don't like that name, Ronald, like McDonald's, being teased all my life. But it's Ronald Jay, Hulse. Like it's hard to say. Hulse, like taking your pulse. It's Hulse. That's my birth name. And so I dropped the ALD and the J and changed my last name to my mom's last name, Haskell, Haskell. And I've honored her name ever since and her family. And I honor the mother and her fathers by such a thing. And I know I speak poorly of my father. I shouldn't call no man your father, but my dad, um, being in, an incubus. But he was born of a succubus because he was born of a brother sister reunion. So there were two families involved, and then boop, out pop papa. How did that happen? Didn't take me long to figure it out. And plus, I saw genealogy showing them as brother and sister from out of, I don't know, some Pennsylvania, Dutch, I think. German, all the same, but it certainly explains how it could happen. Incestuous family unions in such an environment. We don't know what goes on in those covens, but we certainly can wake up to it, you know. Yeah, we can wake up to it. The truth. I look like my dad. I probably look more like my dad than the other siblings, which is kind of scary to me. That's why I don't primp and maybe that's why I had long hair, so that I'd be furthest from what my dad was and how he looked. Even though I last saw my dad in 2008, and in 2009, 2008 is when I got into the ruckus with my mom. I called her out for her behavior. And just like I called out that girl last night, I told her, girl, you're on a spectrum you don't even know. I said, you make a great administrator, but you don't make a nurse. Yeah, what an impact. And I'm sure it went right over her head as she stood there bug eyed looking at me. And she goes, oh, I remember you. It's like, it took you a while. Yeah, that scared me. Erwin. What a name, Erwin. She had bunny rabbit ears on, like a little hair piece that has little ears. Well, that's totally inappropriate. I mean, you're trying to show that you're cute and you have emotions, but you don't really do. They're all in the ears. That cracks me up. It does. So I had really good food today. Yeah, I did. For dinner, I had turkey. That's what really knocked me out. But it only knocked me out for less than an hour before the lady was, the nurse was in, well, the aide, she was in my face. I jumped. I was like, ah, don't do that. I'm surprised I didn't hear the door. But tryptophan, it was a nice turkey. And so, anyways, I know I want to cut this short, but I had to say some things. I'm better now than end when I can't really get it out and have to wander the earth to and fro like a wandering spirit trying to find my way. No, I don't want that at all. I would like an angelic encounter. Someone who could just walk up to me and say, "Let's go. We're going somewhere." It's like, woohoo. That'd be so nice. And there's no more of that panic feeling that I had at home because I didn't have oxygen at home. And I tried very hard to get it. From one person to the next, the doctor wouldn't give it to me, didn't see it fit. Every time I was sitting down with them, I had good oxygen. Well, yeah, because I'm awake. But once I fall asleep, my oxygen levels just dropped. And ever since I came into the hospital, that's what they noticed, just dropped. So I'm 5 liters. That's a lot. You can probably hear it. I can hear it, but blowing through my sinuses. But it helps me to breathe. Yeah, and rest. And hopefully have company. I'd like to know that someone out there would like to visit someone like me and just sit down and talk, do a numerology reading, have fun. Yeah, because it's always what I enjoy doing. Aside from spending all of Jeffrey's money, which is not true. No, it's not true at all. And now I have my own money, but now I don't. And he has all my PIN numbers, so he controls that. And so just wait another month and there'll be another 2 grand put in there. And that's his money, not mine. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how people work. Yeah, he can catch up on his little down payments and figure out how to do his billing. And I just never could get back to it. To finally get a bank account, to finally get an SSI, to be retrograded, which is a chunk of change that they have to make payments. The government has to make payments to me. That's so funny. Yeah. I'm sure from everything I've said, some investigator would say, this isn't right. But there's nothing they can do about it, is there? If I give access to something, it's only because my memory can't serve me. Yeah. But it would have been nice to have my credit card, my debit card, or whatever they call it, so that if I had to, like, you have to pay for white pages to get someone's white pages. This beard is freaking me out. It's all gray. Yeah, it's weird. And I don't dare shave because if I cut myself, that's really bad. Although I do have platelets because the bruising stopped. So I have a little bit of platelet. Either that or it didn't infiltrate too badly. So thank you for all the wonderful kind comments on such a short video. I noticed it. 444. That's the tower. That's so funny. But that's movement upward, up, up, up. I don't know how long this one's going to be. I didn't put on my glasses, but I took them off. But yeah, I shouldn't bring myself back into awareness. But it's getting scared out of bed. That's enough to aware you. Yeah, too funny. And they'll leave me alone for the rest of the night. They just gave me all my meds, and even though I'm no pain, which is strange to ask for medications, but we have to stop it from ever happening. And so I can just drift off peacefully. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, that's what it's all about. But I was looking forward to the Trump administration, seeing it all happen, seeing all the wonderful, beautiful legislation that Biden put in place that we can mock SNCCs. And they're already crying out that they have to make him invalid as a candidate. Now, isn't it a little too late for that? The invalid one is Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. Oh, that nasty woman. Oh, she's just a nasty woman. That's a Jezebel. That's a Jezebel. If you don't know the difference between a woman and a Jezebel, I cannot help you. Like, can I help you? It's all part of that privateer, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So I'm a portion to it too. Yeah, I am. I think I'm the rod of iron. Yeah, given unto the man child. And that's interpretive, you know. Sure. So right now it's about 9:20 in the evening, and I do have a beautiful view. Jeff looked out the window and goes, "That's a terrible view." But I was watching just from this position alone, I can see the foothills of a golf course where all the trees are, palm trees I can identify, all those different trees. And then I started seeing these sparkly things coming through through the trees, and I realized they're the golf carts. And I watched them, and they're like teeny tiny little golf carts about that big. And so I do actually have a view. It's because the mountain goes up from here, and I have the view of the mountain, and then of course the golf course, which is I wish I had gone and visited that golf course just to walk through and see all the specimen trees they have planted and taken care of that aged. It's nice to see a forest in the middle of the desert. Yeah, it is. And hold on a second. Here we go. So maybe one of you guys can look up my brother. His name is Richard Allen Hulse, and he lives in Las Cruces. And then I have a brother somewhere on the Pacific Northwest, and I don't know what state. It used to be in California, but I think it could be Oregon or. But his name is Robert James Hulse Jr. Well, he was a junior. Now, I don't know if that changes when your dad dies. Does that change from senior to junior? And then there's my youngest brother, and he lives in Alaska or did Sitka. But then I saw online that he was listed as living in Maine, and his name is Randy Eugene Hulse. And if someone knew how to contact any one of those people, I won't include my sister. She lives in Fort Worth. They can contact her. They love her. She doesn't love me. She made that adamantly clear. Yeah. So, plus she's the lesbian. The other ones are all straight with children. So, and I don't really know those children. And telling me that I saw what you wrote from many, many, many years ago is a little bit of a bad tactic on the part of such a woman. Yeah, so we won't contact her. They can do that. But if anybody was so kind and wanted to look him up, maybe people already have white pages and just say Ron's very sick and he's in Memorial Hospital and he's going into hospice and this is it. And I wouldn't mind bestowing things that used to belong to my mom that should go to them. Yeah. Other than that, there's nothing valuable. Well, aside from my lazy boy, which I only got to use for a short time. Since I got my first check, that's the first thing I got was a lazy boy so that I could sleep. And this is like a lazy boy. But in the house, I had to get out of the lazy boy, run to the bathroom, and then run back to the chair. And it got to the point where that was it. It couldn't go any further. Might as well just put the lazy boy next to the bathroom. And I didn't have a urinal like I have here. I could just use it here. Now, as far as tomorrow, I'm sure I'll have my first bowel movement because they insisted that I take a laxative. They don't want to bind me up. And so I did. And so when it hits, it'll hit. And I don't know how they deal with that. They don't do the metal bedpans anymore. They probably use a plastic one that's durable enough that sits underneath me. But if they did bedside commode, I'm sure I could shift over with help. But then that's a lot of work just to have a runny stool if you're going to take a laxative. I don't know. I've always felt that I had that under control. I do. With my bowels. Yeah. To bow to L. Wow, wow. Something in a parallel. That is interesting. Yeah, so I'm sure that they could take a stranger's call without being rude or slamming the phone down. Just say thank you. I'll let the other siblings know. That sort of thing. But with Richard, with Rick, he would want that hutch. He wanted it from the beginning. And he's in town. I'm sure he'd load it real fast, but Jeff is like adamant that no, he's out. Tell him off. Blah, 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 blah. Why? What are you hiding? What are you hiding? My forgiveness? Are you now hiding my forgiveness? My dad did that upon them, and they carried it through. It has to be what happened. Yeah, because me and my mom were always so close. They just didn't know it. Yeah, so they didn't know that. They didn't know where she was spending her weekends. Every weekend at my house. Mm. But when I made her cry, that was probably a bad thing. I should be punished for making my mom cry. But it's funny because all the things that my brother Rick did in his life, or my sister for that matter, or anyone else, except for, the perfect brother is the oldest brother. And I asked my mom, who's your favorite? And I said, is it me? And she's like, no. But I know it's her firstborn. It should always be the firstborn. Certainly. You should always love your firstborn above all others. I think a mother would attest to that. And so my oldest brother, he never did anything wrong. And he would say, oh, no, I don't need the hutch. I don't want that. Because he has his own world. But my brother Rick, he would be a little bit more covetous. And maybe if anything, because I at the time when I walked in, I said, have you been watching my videos when my mom died? And we saw your videos. I think they just maybe they're mad because their dad was some inbred, twisted, sick, demonic creation that was hell bent on ruining my life and found the opportunity. And then that spirit leapt from him, because he died in 2015, into Jeffrey. Spirits do that. They leap. So that spirit of bitterness and whatever, whatever. You want to kiss me? You want to love on me? And then get caught in the military and me not tell the truth? Well, honey, I always tell the truth. I ain't afraid of that. So I ruined Jeff from the very beginning, but he pretended that we could make it work. And it was everything he wanted, but then he had proclivities hidden deeply in him that he was going to express later in life. And so the lie became a lie, became a lie. And I was upset when he was contacted by this young man named Ben. I was very upset about that because that's when the truth showed itself, and he couldn't help but spill out the truth. And I'm really shocked that Jeff didn't go to jail. And if this young man then should want to take over my place, my position in life, and Jeffrey can be all happy to play that out on him, as see, I didn't do anything wrong because we love each other, because that's what they do. That's how they play. He would never really truly love you, Ben. No, he's incapable. It's kind of like the Spectrum girl. She can't feel emotions, and Jeffrey can't love. No, he can spend money. You can pry a gift out of him. Yeah. But other than that, it's all about Jeff and Jeffrey's needs. It always has been. I hate to say it because I know he's watching these videos, right? Maybe that's why he's so pissed off. But I didn't post that video 444 till this morning. But I talk about it a lot, don't I? I just think that he's tired of hearing me. And so I don't think he listens to any of my videos. And I told him, I said, I've given you keys that other people have never ever even understood. And you get pissed off when I let you know. And this attitude has to stop. So if I go into hospice, I can even then release him as a caregiver and take back my wallet and my ID and my computer as far as my pen and changing everything. I just need someone to walk through it with me and then turn away and I'll choose my pen. I'll stash it away. No one will know. And then as far as the facility, just ask him not to let this person in the door. Let him have his garage sale. I don't want to know about it. But in the meantime, I'm alive and I'm certain I have time. It could be any time because the bone marrow is a very serious thing. And thank God for a wonderful doctor. And I'm sorry I got paranoid about him. I did. I got paranoid. Just his transparency. I guess he knew the truth. It's hard. You want the patient to believe and have hope because it's within that element of energy that it can happen. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen right now. I mean, maybe all this sweating is just life pouring out. Yeah, I just, one of the most important things though, I don't want to be cremated. I don't. I'm not ready to go into that heavenly fire and be consumed by God. No, I'm a morsel. I'm just a chocolate morsel. And I'd rather go into the earth, the dust into the dust, rather than the ashes to the ashes. Yeah, go into the dust of the earth and be lifted through the trees and the plants and the energies. You know, I don't like that they pump you full of formaldehyde or whatever. It's almost like, oh, well, we got a body, we can fill it full of toxins and put it in the ground, and we don't have to justify where those toxins came from because it's supposed to preserve the body. What? Just bury me 6 feet under. Don't even need a box. I don't. In the old days, that's they didn't put. Well, they put them in boxes, but still, the trees would absorb you. The ground would absorb you. Yeah, that's more important. Now, my mom, she was cremated, but my dad wasn't because he's armed forces. So he's at that little Arlington portion at Fort Bliss, Texas, which he was so proud to, declare himself upon. You know, the man spent 20 years in the military and he only made it to E6 because he was a stubborn brat, Capricorn, just like Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffrey's the, well, I guess it helps to verify a birthday. I can verify birthdays too. And this say, you can give out all this personal information, but I can. They're my siblings. So my oldest brother was born on June 15th, 1961. Right? Let's see. Yeah. And my brother Rick was born on October 13th, 1962. I was born on 11/15/1963. And my sister, she was born on August 16th. That's when Elvis died. That's when my mom's dad died on August 16th. And she was born in the year 66. And then my baby brother, I shouldn't say baby, my youngest brother, he was born on October 3rd. 1970. And that was the big familia. Yeah, that was the big familia. And Jeff said something today. He said, if they want to know that you died, they'll see your obituary because he'll be posting one. So we'll have to look out for that one. Right? Terrible. Terrible. I really always thought that I was to be Jeffrey's caretaker and that he would be very humble and not so self-centered and not so selfish. But lessons learned. My lips are dry. I'm still numb from sagittal all the way over. Still numb. So I keep biting my lip. And it just crunch, 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 crunch. It's just so torn up. I can't feel it. Oh, and I noticed that since I got on their drugs, there's been no toothache. How about that? Of course, I haven't had all my munchies either. Popcorn and cookies and candies and all the good stuff that make you feel good. Now I have to really watch my diet. They sent up dinner with a blonde brownie. And I looked inside there and I was like, oh, that looks so good. But it was filled with nuts. I can't do that. No, I can't do that. So I couldn't have it. And anything that comes in my room gets thrown in the trash. What a waste. Because I didn't open the container. I should have went to someone, here, have blonde brownie. It's sweet, something nice. But, it doesn't work that way here. And I wish I had HGTV. I don't. I can't find it. That would be nice. That was always entertaining. And there are episodes online, like Hometown and all those others that are so wonderful. I enjoyed those tremendously. With Ben and Aaron, they are really incredible couple. And isn't that what it's all about? The family unit. So the family unit down here is reflective of the family unit up there. Yeah. And how much healing can come from one person just by saying, forgive me. Yeah, today was a day that seemed to run through that about forgiveness, even though it's time, the hourglass. But it's power and it's control. It's political. So the political family was more today. Yeah. I'm having a little firing. I just took my meds and now I'm having a little firing. We'll have to watch for that because I'm sure they have other drugs that they can give me. So I'll watch for that. It's in my leg. I can feel it. Yeah. It's probably because I'm jumping around, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, let me stop this. I have bad connectivity in this room. All the other rooms that I've been in, the computer works fine. This one, it keeps stalling and saying I'm offline. And I even put a big bar across the bottom and said, you're offline. And I waited a minute, stared at it, and then it says, okay, you're back online. And I noticed when I'm loading video, then it does the clock thing. So it's like, oh, it's very frustrating when you're watching something. You have to stop. So I'm going to put the glasses on. Let's see what I look like. Ah, look like I got the curled mustache. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Take care.